charges. I do think a bond is appropriate in this matter. Impose a bond of $5,000, cash or secured. Release to pre-trial if posted, Mr. Lopez. Conditions include no drugs, no alcohol, no firearms, monitoring treatment as directed, no contact with the alleged victim in this case. Do not try to go find him or anything like that. Sorry, who was that? Okay, I thought I heard something. Mr. Lopez, your next court date is May 1st at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing date. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that date or a future date, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Lopez?
Yes, Mr.
Thank you. You're excused for today, sir.
Agustín Rivera.
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Agustin Jesus Carlos Rivera.
Thank you, Mr. Vera. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a new felony charges for possession of narcotic drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. I'll be appointing the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you today. You have counsel seated next to you for purposes of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, Mr. Rivera. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is released to pretrial and steps eligible. Mr. Poston, is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Did you want to be heard further, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Kostick?
We appreciate the state's recommendation and would ask for the same release to pretrial. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rivera, the state is saying you may be eligible for a pre-indictment drug treatment program, a substance abuse treatment program. Would you be interested in participating?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And waive time, Ms. Kostick, for the preliminary hearing date?
Yes, if the court is inclined to release.
All right, thank you. All right, sir. So, Mr. Rivera, I'm going to schedule a steps hearing for you next Monday, April 28th at 9 a.m. at the Superior Courthouse on the 3rd floor. You have to show up that date. They do a screening to see if you qualify. If you don't show up, they're not going to consider you. So make sure you show up and then you'll find out next Monday if you qualify for this substance abuse treatment program, okay? All right. So I'm going to release you to pretrial, sir. Conditions include no drugs, no alcohol, no firearms, monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial. You contact them as often as they want you to. And then your steps hearing is next Monday. And after that, the preliminary hearing will be June 5th at 1:30. They push it out so you can participate in this program. If you successfully complete it, then they dismiss the charges. Okay?
Okay.
If you fail to appear for court, sir, warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that?
Yeah.
Thank you. You're excused for today, Mr. Rivera.
Thank you.
Come to the courthouse on that date and that time, okay? If you don't show up, you may no longer be able to participate in the program, but it's really great. It's gonna help you out a lot.
Thank you.
Go down.
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Fernando Rodriguez.
Middle name Manuel?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rodriguez. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on new felony charge for domestic violence, aggravated assault. You also have some misdemeanors, domestic violence, assault, and disorderly conduct out of Tucson City Court. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Legal on your felony matter. Also appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office on your city court cases. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir, on both your matters. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $50,000 bond. Mr. Poston, did you want to be heard further?
First, Your Honor, the state couldn't locate a felony probation hold, but it would appear he is on probation. So the state is asking whether or not jail knows if he does now have a probation now the system may have caught up.
Is the jail able to confirm that there's a probation hold?
You're not showing one, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
He's an MDCA, yes. He's a 5 and a 3. He is on felony probation. He has a history of FTA, looking like mandatory prison time. This is a strangulation case. State believes he is a continual risk to the victim. He has a fairly healthy record, felony and misdemeanor. And the state need not remind the court of the very troubling lethality statistics involving strangulation and DV context, $50,000.
Thank you. Ms. Bostic?
Your Honor, for what it's worth, I'm looking at the PSA. I'm seeing a 4 and a 2, not a 5 and a 3. That he's listed as a level 1 violent. I would ask the court to consider his limited felony criminal history, which is just the one matter that Mr. Poston referenced, and ask for something no more than $5,000 in this case.
All right, thank you. I'm going to pose a bond of $25,000, cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. You do post that bond, sir, for your release. No drugs, no alcohol. Do not commit any acts of domestic violence. No firearms. Monitoring treatment is direct by pretrial. No contact with the alleged victim. Do not go to a residence or her work. If you have a shared housing at this time, you must establish alternate housing from the named victim, Victoria Salazar. You can return one time with police escort to pick up any personal belongings if you're released or seated bond. Your next court date, sir, is May 1st at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. All right, on your city court cases, I am going to impose a bond of $100, cash or secured. It's also ordered consolidating this case with CM 2404145 and vacating the hearing date you already have on May 7th. So what does that mean? For Tucson City Court, everything's consolidated. You only have one court date for Tucson City Court. All right, so conditions of that one include do not commit any acts of domestic violence, no contact again with Victoria Salazar or Karina Munoz. Don't try to go find them or anything like that. Your next court date for Tucson City will be April 30th at 1:30 p.m. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video. The Tucson City Public Defender, your attorney will be there. If you post your
Your Honor,
bond,
I'm sorry.
yes,
Could the court repeat the date? I apologize. There was a problem with the sound for a moment.
April 30th at 1:30 p.m.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. There's up to you to make sure you show up to court if you post your bond, if you're released. If you're at the jail still, then they'll make sure you get seen. If you fail to appear for court, warrants can issue. You understand all that, sir? All right, thank you. You're excused for today.
Judge, the defendant would like to know whether there is anyone there on behalf of him.
No, there's no family in the courtroom. Sorry.
That's the only 2 people who are there, sir. All right, we're on.
Your Honor,
Yes.
can we move Miss Ruiz to this evening?
Can I have a reason?
He's currently on a restraint board.
Sorry?
She's currently on a restraint board, Your Honor. It seems like she's maybe having some sort of mental health crisis. And so I'll not object and we'll move her.
Okay,
State does not object.
thank you.
Police?
Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Antonio Solis.
Thank you, Mr. Solis. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing today on new felony charges for aggravated driving under the influence and possession of narcotic drugs. You also have some misdemeanors for domestic violence, criminal damage, and open container and vehicle. And those are out of Pima County Justice Court. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. For your felony matter, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. We'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report. The state's written recommendation is a $15,000 bond. Mr. Poston, did you want to be heard further?
One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is DUI number 4. Looks like he's pending another. The risk to the community is profound. This person cannot seem to stop drinking and driving. He's a 5 and a 4 out of 6. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Costick?
Your Honor, before I make a recommendation as to release conditions, I would like to make a statement regarding probable cause. When I reviewed the interim complaint, it states in added handwriting at the bottom 2 previous DUIs within the 84 months, but I only see the 2025 pending in Vera Valley. And then I see a 2012 and 2015 convictions, but those are outside of the 84 months. So I don't believe that the state has probable cause for the aggravated DUI 3rd time at this moment.
Sorry, so you're saying that there's 2 in the 84 months?
I don't see 2 in the 84 months. I see a 2025 pending, which would be within the 84 months. And then the previous conviction misdemeanor was 2012 and 2015. Those are outside of the 84 months. And then it looks like he had 1 felony conviction in 2018, which was set aside in 2021. So I only see 1 conviction in the 84 months, which would be the 2018 matter, because the pending one has not been convicted yet.
Your Honor,
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Poston.
for purposes of the statute, setting aside does not negate the state's ability to charge the prior. And what we have here is we're just dealing with a matter of quantity in that case. We have 1 prior arrest. We have a revocation for prior DUI as basis for the aggravated portion. And Your Honor, based on that, the state believes it can still sustain the charge.
Just to be clear, I'm not arguing that the set aside prevents it. I'm just simply acknowledging that there's a single conviction within the 84 months, which is the 2018 matter. There's a 2025 pending, so that wouldn't count because it's not yet a conviction. And the only other 2 convictions that I see are 2012 and 2015, which are both outside of the 84 months.
In that case, it would appear, assuming for the sake of argument that what counsel mentions is correct, that we have 1 previous DUI within the window as well as the pending. So again, I think there's still probable cause. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let me just look at something real quick. I'm just looking at the statute 2813A3A1. It says within a period of 84 months commits a 3rd or subsequent violation of the misdemeanor DUI statute or is convicted of. So I think it does not have to be a conviction. The fact that it's pending at this point, I think is sufficient to have probable cause to move forward with the aggravated DUI charge. Thank you, Ms. Costick.
Thank you, Judge.
Did
So
you-
in terms of release conditions, Your Honor, then I would ask the court to consider a bond of no more than $5,000 in this matter. I will say that Mr. Solis is presumed innocent until proven guilty, both as to the matter the court is relying on the interim complaint, as well as this new matter.
All right, thank you. Mr. Solis, I am going to impose a bond of $1,000 in this matter, cash or secured. I am concerned that you're pending a DUI misdemeanor in another court right now and you get arrested on a new one. So I'm going to put a bond of $1,000, cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. Conditions include do not drive without a valid driver's license, of course, no drugs, no alcohol, sir, no firearms, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Your next court date, Mr. Solis, will be a preliminary hearing on May 1st at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that date or a future date, warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all that, Mr. Solis?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Your excuse for today. Oh, sorry, one more thing. On to your Pima County Justice Court case. That one, sir, I am going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. That one, no acts of domestic violence, no contact with the alleged victim, Carlos Soto Valenzuela. Don't try to go find him or anything like that. And that one, your next court date is also May 1st at 10:30 a.m. All right, now you're
Thank you,
excused, sir.
Judge.
Sullivan?
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Christian Solis, bringing me back.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a felony charge of possession of drug paraphernalia and then a misdemeanor for criminal damage, domestic violence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'll be appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. We gotta set some release conditions for you, sir. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, the state's written recommendation. And Mr. Poston, I wanted to confirm whether the state will be pursuing felony charges on the paraphernalia.
One moment. Judge, on this one, looking at what I have, the state is going to, at this time, is going to dismiss without prejudice.
All right, thank you, Mr. Poston. So, sir, Mr. Sullivan, I'm going to grant the state's request to dismiss without prejudice. That means you get released today. The state may pursue the charges in the future as misdemeanors out of the Sahuarita Municipal Court. So there may be new charges in the future, but as of today, right now, it's dismissed without prejudice. Okay, you understand all that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Your excuse for today, sir.
Goodbye.
Walker?
Can I get your full name, please?
April Marie Walker.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a post-indictment felony charge out of CR 2025-1191 for possession of narcotic drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia. You also have a failure to appear out of Marana City Court for drug paraphernalia and failure to appear out of Oro Valley City Court for drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. For the Superior Court case, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. All right, I'll be setting some release conditions for you, ma'am, for all three cases. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $500 bond, which is the warrant amount at the time the warrant was issued from Superior Court. Mr. Poston, did you want to be heard further?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Costick?
And as for consideration of release back to pretrial services, both matters appear to be personal possession of drugs, and I think there are better community supports than having Ms. Walker remain in the jail. Sorry, Your Honor, I may have misspoken. I realized she doesn't have new pending charges. She just simply has the pending charges for non-appearance. So given that, I would support pretrial services release even more strenuously, given that she's not picked up any charges, felony charges.
Ms. Costick, can you confirm housing, please?
Yes, I'm going to mute myself for just a moment to confer with Ms. Walker.
Of course.
Oh, so Judge Connoisseur, Ms. Walker represents that she has both a mother and a boyfriend that she can stay with. She doesn't have current access to her phone, so she doesn't have their phone numbers, but she is able and willing to go to either of those places. I'll also provide her information regarding the transition center to provide her additional supports and potential housing.
All right, thank you, Ms. Costick. Ms. Walker, I'm going to take a chance at you. I'm going to release you to pretrial services, okay? I'm going to remember because your next court date, ma'am, is going to be in front of me next Monday at April 28th. That's next Monday, 1:30 p.m. at the Pima County Superior Courthouse on the 3rd floor. So I'm going to remember if you don't show up to my courtroom next week, okay? All right, conditions include, ma'am, a pretrial release, no drugs, no alcohol, no firearms, monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial. You have to keep in contact with them as much as they tell you to, all right? Okay, your next court date is, again, like I said, April 28th at 1:30 p.m. for your arraignment at Superior Court. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant is going to issue for your arrest, unless there's some extraordinary circumstance. But you have to keep in contact with pretrial so they know where you're at. For your Marana City Court case, ma'am, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear. Conditions include no drugs, no alcohol. Your next court date for that will be May 21st at 10 a.m. at the Marana City Court. There's going to be a phone number and an address on there. When you get released today, you'll get a sheet of paper with all that information. If you can't make it for whatever reason, you call them and let them know. Otherwise, another warrant will issue. Same thing with Oro Valley, ma'am. Releasing you on your own promise to appear. Again, conditions include no drugs, no alcohol. For that one, your next date also is going to be May 21st. Oh, I wonder if that's the same time. Hold on. That one's at 10, that's at 10:30. So I don't know how close they are in relation to each other. You'll have to call them, let them know that you have a conflict. You might have to change your date because that's the same date in about 30 minutes. And I don't think you're going to be able to get there in time. So I would recommend you call them, let them know that you probably won't be able to make both at the same time.
Okay.
So that's May 21st. The other one was also May 21st, but one's at 10, one's at 10:30, but I don't think they're right next to each other. So you have to call them to figure out a new date for you or another time. Again, if you don't show up to court, warrants can issue. You understand all that, Ms. Walker?
Yes.
Your excuse for today, ma'am. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Good day.
They told me, be a man, boy, toughen up. Then they let women become men. They tricked me. They told me, speak your mind if you're brave enough. And I spoke up and I got canned so quickly. We were always too young and too nice, and now we're too old and too white. You're either too left or too right. Well, we're speaking our minds tonight. Cause you can't cancel all of us, and you're more than welcome to try. But you can't cancel all of us, cause we're standing here side by side. And you can't cancel all of us, we burn the stars and the stripes. But you can't cancel all of us, cause the internet ain't real life. They told me, be a man, boy, just like your dad. They told me everything I am is toxic. They said the color of your skin doesn't make you bad, but mine makes me racist, got it. We were always too weak and too afraid, and now we're too male and too straight. You're either too real or too fake. Well, we're speaking our minds today. Cause you can't cancel all of us, and you're more than welcome to try. But you can't cancel all of us, cause we're standing here side by side. And you can't cancel all of us, we burn the stars and the stripes. But you can't cancel all of us, cause the internet ain't real life. You can take my job away for something I may have said online, but you can't control a man who won't comply. And you can call me every name that you might think will hurt my pride, but if you think you're stopping me, you're out your mind. Cause you can't cancel all of us, and you're more than welcome to try. But you can't cancel all of us, cause we're standing here side by side. And you can't cancel all of us, we burn the stars and the stripes. But you can't cancel all of us, cause the internet ain't real life. Cause you can't cancel all of us, and you're more than welcome to try. But you can't cancel all of us, cause we're standing here side by side. Concentrate fire on the target. Enemy battleship sunk.
Enemy battleship detected. Enemy submarine spotted. Attention, reporting the target position.